And all right, guys. So we're here finally with Big Phil.
How you doing, Ryan?
Yeah, man. We met at the car show that you saw on our channel. It's with the guys from the High Desert Street Machines, and you know, Phil really inspiring as a person, but also has a just an awesome passion for vehicles, and I'm going to definitely be featuring him a lot on the channel. And this is what he drove. Something that, from my observation, he particularly cares deeply for because he did a lot of the work himself, like, you know, and so this is where we're going to start. And so Phil, tell me about this buggy here.
All right, tell me what you want to know.
All right.
When did I build it?
So first of all, Phil, man, what got you into cars? What was like what got you the itch? What gave you the itch?
Playing with toy cars when I was a kid. Yeah. And then, and then I started messing with RC cars. And then that's what got me into actual cars.
Right. Do you remember the first car you drove?
It was a 1990 Geo Prism.
Nice.
That was my first car. It was a 1990 Geo Prism. And my pops paid $900 for it. And you couldn't tell me nothing. I was the man.
Right.
In that 1990 Geo Prism.
I totally get that. I had a Hyundai Accent, and my dad bought me something I couldn't hurt myself with.
But with this is a 1973 Volkswagen chassis. I had got this as a frame, and then I didn't know anything about buggies or sandrails or the different variations of names they come up with. But I never saw one in real life before doing this, and I just thought it was cool. And coming from Middleburg, Florida, where I was with this, you don't see these every day. These are foreign vehicle. And, just working on it in my garage, it took me 10 months to build this.
It's amazing. And so is this the first time you've ever even worked on a car with a transaxle and anything?
Yes,
of the
absolutely. And to see how simple it was, but building this gave me so much more confidence and messing with other vehicles.
Right.
So.
As a side note on the channel, if I have it my way, which I don't always, but we would love to build some new toys in the future. So tell me about some of the things that you did to upgrade the vehicle once you got it. Now we have some photos that I'll show you in the video right now that will show you some of what it looked like as a chassis. But from what I remember, you said you had the engine rebuilt initially. Is that correct?
So I had the engine. It was a company called Top Hill Motors in Jacksonville. They did the engine for me initially. It was a 1600 cc. After having that engine, I decided to I just bought a new engine from Jex. They out in Arkansas. I ended up buying this engine from Jex, and I bought the transmission, which is a freeway flyer from Binco. We're in California now, but at that time I was in Florida. So Binco was stationed here in California, and they shipped it out to Florida for me, and I got everything installed, and that's what completed the package. But as far as getting it done, I got the chassis separate, and then I put a front end on it, the front beam, and that's what made me paint it. I didn't have a plan. So that's why it's hard to talk about it anyway, because I didn't have a plan for it. I was just going with the flow, and then everything worked itself out. My neighbor gave me these lights. My brother gave me these lights. Whoever would come over and see me working on the car, they're like, man, look, see if you can make this work. So I would throw different things in it to make it whole. So these shocks, I got them. I got these from doing measurements based on where those shock mounts were. Doing the measurements, I realized that a 2017 GMC Sierra had the same size that I would need. So I just ordered these shocks on eBay for a GMC Sierra, and they mounted right up based on those measurements. So that's how I came up with the shock for it. And I thought the white color would offset it and make it look dope.
Yeah.
The battery box literally doesn't house a battery. That's just my glove compartment. And most of the parts that I bought them on eBay. I bought them on eBay and installed them myself.
Right on. And I know you said you also did the Lexan window.
Yeah, I got that from Home Depot because I was wondering how can I make a windshield, because I didn't have a windshield. So I went to Home Depot, and looked at what they had. I saw the Lexan glass. I brought it home. I set it up here. I drew with a marker the shape of the window, and then I cut it out, bolted it to the actual chassis, and then I put that door seal. You know that door seal that goes on cars?
Right.
I put that around the borders to kind of border it off.
Yeah, man.
And to have a street legal vehicle like this, you need a windshield wiper. So that's where this windshield wiper came in play from, again, another eBay part.
Right. And so roughly, I mean, now we're in Joshua Tree and there's sand rails all over. And I'll tell you, none of them look like this specific sand rail. And it's just kind of interesting to me because, you know, like out here, there's a whole bunch of people that build them. And where you come from and where you were in Florida, there was very few. My question to you is what actually interested you in perhaps buying it at the time? You know, I'm just thinking about driving in Florida. The weather's beautiful, but what actually, like when you saw it, were you just like, yo, that's unique and cool?
Yeah,
right.
It's different.
It's different.
I'm attracted to things that are different. You know, I've never done things because other people do it. I don't see other people with things and say, man, I want it because he got it.
Right.
You know, I see it. I want it because no one else has it.
Right.
When I just like when I bought this bike over here, I never seen nobody with this bike.
Well, yeah.
I want it because nobody else have it.
Right. I mean,
and that's kind of what motivates me is being different. You know, so.
I think, so it was really interesting, and I'm sure everybody can understand, when Phil and I first met, we were super excited and talking at the car show about this project. And I want to take the time now, if I can, since we've been here throughout the day talking off camera, and just kind of show you a little bit of what else he's got going on. Because just in general, his collection is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And he just pointed at a bike over here. And again, this is the only vehicle that I think, I don't want to speak for you, Phil, but this is the vehicle that you have done the most work on yourself.
I've done everything. The only thing I didn't do on here was I had a shop in Jacksonville, Florida called Rolling Sound. They did the lights for me because one of the things I suck at is doing wiring. So I had them actually hook up all the lights. I mounted them, but I had them run the lights, the brake lights and everything. So they got that right for me. And I had another shop. The previous engine I had on here had a custom exhaust. So I had a shop also in Middleburg fabricating an exhaust for that engine. And but that's it. Everything else was done in my garage.
And that's a lot. I'm going to be straight. I don't know very many people who've went that extent on a rebuild, and that's why I like you, man. I can tell that you got that passion and ambition to get a project done because it's sitting right here, and that's the hard part is getting to the finish line. So, like I said, I don't want to. We're going to take this car for a test drive, and we'll show you that video how it operates. And I'm telling you, it's a good vehicle, man. It's awesome. But we're going to take the time right now, maybe to go around and show off some of your other toys for the new viewers. Because it's just incredible. First off here, let's go to your bike. What do you want to say about the bike? What's your experience with it's not only the Rocket 3, it's the Rocket 3R for those who are interested. Triumph Rocket 3R.
That's a 2500cc. What do you want to know about it?
Well, I mean, so as I briefly stated, these things terrify me, and this is just a monster. So my question to you is, what was your desire to own it? Like, what was your...
I stumbled across it on YouTube, a gentleman riding one on YouTube, and I never heard of it. And I've been riding motorcycles for years. And matter of fact, the time I saw it, they had the previous model out, which was a 2300cc. And I'm like, damn, that bike must be serious. You know, and I remember thinking that. I moved to California and I'm online and I saw the dealership had one. So I actually went to the dealership just to look at it. Because I like motorcycles. And then next thing you know, I owned it. So that's kind of how that happened. You know, you go to look and next thing you know, you leave with it.
Right.
So and that's it. But you know what I can say about the Rocket, you know, and I'm not, you know, Triumph don't promote me for this, but having so many bikes throughout my life, I've had approximately 40, maybe 50, somewhere between 40 and 50 bikes throughout my riding career, my riding life. I think, from my perspective, I constantly was searching for a bike to meet certain standards. You know, I bought I had a Harley Street Glide, and I wanted that bike for longevity riding, travel. Then I bought a sport bike because I wanted more power. after getting this bike, I learned that I don't need other bikes. So I actually moved here with 9 bikes, but now as you can see, I'm only down to 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with getting rid of this bike because I have this. This met everything I was looking for in a bike personally.
Oh wow.
As far as comfort, they do have the bags you can put on the back.
Right.
So I have my bags over there.
Right.
So storage, comfort, and that power of almost nearly riding a street bike, sport bike. So it gave me everything I think most riders are looking for in one single package.
Right.
And if I keep it at normal speeds, I can get almost 200 miles out that tank. So as far as long distance, the comfort, the handling, and the storage capacity that I could put on this bike, and that power, of course, it gave me everything I think most riders are looking for on the bike.
It is gorgeous. It's not.
This is my forever bike. I don't need another bike.
It's not bad to look at all. I'll tell you. And that's interesting. My father, the channel is Rick Post Garage. It was an honor of my father. He had a Triumph in the 60s, 70s. He raced some flat track, loved it, and I always were interested in Triumphs. But I never knew that they actually had such a large displacement bike. And now that you mention it, I can see
it's actually the world's largest production motorcycle.
It's insane. And I can see now that you mention it, that it's actually like competing with the V-Rod from Harley Davidson and those sort of.
Definitely got the V-Rod beat.
Oh, it's got a beat, but it's that type of bike though. It's like that kind of bike,
Definitely got the V-Rod beat.
A Triumph has had a history of pretty much having Harley's beat. I don't want to stay, I'm not that I don't like Harley, but Triumph is a good race bike for sure.
I'm not a Harley guy. I'm not a Honda guy. I'm a motorcycle guy. Because if you name a bike right now, the likelihood of me saying I had experience with it, it will be yes.
Yeah.
From DRZ 650,
right.
Dual sport, those bikes, dirt bikes. When it comes to sport bikes, from Hondas to Yamaha to Suzuki, I've had this is a 1340 Hayabusa, but I've had the 750. I had 2 750s. I've had 1000
Gixxers,
Yeah, I had a 600 Yamaha, a 1000 Yamaha, the R1. So I've gone through many bikes.
You have a lot of experience on bikes.
So based on my experience, I think the Rocket, it hit every nail on the head for me personally.
Right. And I truly believe that you have the responsibility to ride one. It was my father who told me that he didn't want me to own the bike. I don't blame him because I was young at the time. But these 2 bikes, both of them are incredible. And like I said, we'll get some more content on them in the near future here. But then there's kind of a prized possession sitting in the back corner of the garage that we'll spend a little brief time talking about now. If anybody recognizes this old Willys Jeep, may have known it as the Death Trap was its name back in the day. It's had a bunch of different incarnations, but yeah. So I'm curious. We were just talking again off camera, and it's a little hard, right? Because him and I both, I believe, I only know him for a short amount of time, but it seemed like we both similarly like to build our own stuff, kind of take responsibility for our actions, and kind of be the one to say, yeah, if it's wrong, it's our fault, right? And so, admittedly, there's been no work done on this vehicle from Phil, but still, nonetheless, if anybody recognizes it, it's an amazing vehicle. And my questions for you would be just a little bit about your experience as you received the vehicle and why you chose to purchase and how you chose to purchase the vehicle, if you're willing to talk about all of that. It's a pretty cool story.
So what do you want to know specifically? I saw it win a race and I had to have it.
That's what's crazy. It's like, so this man was like, all right, that thing won, I want it.
I saw it on the video, I saw it on the video and it's like, man, that thing is, I've always been fascinated with Jeeps. I like older vehicles. So you have to understand that. So I love Jeeps. I like older vehicles. But then to find an older vehicle with a built LS6 in it.
You're right.
It's a must have.
Right.
It's a must have. That's one of the things that, a lot of people take pride in building their things, but some things, you just don't have the opportunity to build. I'm happy with what I've done, and I put stickers on it. That's what I did.
Right. But
that's what I did.
But that's what's so awesome to me is that you're like, all right, this is crazy, because anybody who's a car guy, they won't even believe it. But so from what I heard, Phil said, all right, I want that. And then he told the guy, I want to buy that. This was not for sale. This beast, this amazing piece of automotive history was not for sale. And Phil was like, I want it. How much? The guy gave a price. Phil paid it. And that's just incredible on both ends because, you know, as a racer, you know, you don't normally have somebody coming up and asking you, hey, how much? And then also following through. But that being said, if anybody is picking up on it right now, this vehicle was built by, it's not a joke. It was built by, well, I think, and this is my opinion, I think it might have been the Hoonigan crew or someone involved. And you said you met the man when we purchased it up.
I bought it from a guy named Chris Waddy. You know, I'm not too sure of his affiliation with Ken Block or the Hoonigan crew. I'm not really sure. I remember him mentioning something about it, but I don't want to say it. I don't want to say, okay, he was a part of their team. I don't want to say anything like that.
It's all speculation.
Yeah.
We've just seen it on videos.
No, I do recall. No, when I was with him, he mentioned something about why he put Hoonigan on the back and the logo up there. But I didn't know who Ken Block was at the time. So I wasn't fully there listening when he was explaining it to me. So I can't tell you the level of his relationship with Ken Block, or if he was a part of their building team, or if he was just paying tribute. I can't recall, but I remember him mentioning Ken Block when I was purchasing this.
I vaguely remember seeing this in a Hoonigan video. That's why it's my speculation, not Phil's speculation. Because I mean, the engineering behind it, and the way it was fabricated, every bit of it, how it was built, and even the choice way for the floor mount links, and everything was really done, and sort of like someone knew what they were doing. And if you see this video as Death Trap Online, you'll see it with methanol driven and a whole bunch of different engines. And if I thought it might have set some records, just a really, really cool vehicle, but we'll touch more on that in the future. It's kind of like we're having an experience together of getting to know Phil, but he's also into a bunch of other toys. And we were thinking we were going to go maybe film later this week with some RV toys. We got some proper alcohol engine planes. And you know, this is something I'm slightly ignorant. I love watching them, but I don't know much about. We got a monster truck that can really pretty much do about anything. A couple of things we're going to be working on. Stick around and we'll take you for a ride in this beast.